Meanwhile, President-elect Donald Trump choosing FCC Commissioner senior Republican Brendan Carr to serve as the agency's chairman beginning in January. Since he's a sitting commissioner and is already confirmed through 2029, a letter of designation from the president is all that's required to elevate him to chairman of the FCC. Trump calling Carr, quote, a warrior of free speech, saying that he will, quote, end the regulatory onslaught that has been crippling America's job creators and innovators and ensure that the FCC delivers for rural America. Current FCC chair Jessica Rosenworcel has also announced her plans to leave the agency on Trump's inauguration day, January 20th. Joining me now, the man himself, FCC Commissioner, senior Republican Brendan Carr. Commissioner, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Normally, I join you to highlight some Democrat overreach or lawfare against conservatives, but it's really nice to join you with some better news today.
Yeah, you sure have. And you've been identifying the overreach specifically time and time again. And our audience has been grateful for you and your work. Tell us how you're going to cut through all of that overreach. And will you be able to reverse this? Because this has been going on a long time. The censorship, we all remember during COVID and beyond. And this targeting of people who do not agree with the Biden-Harris administration. Tell us about your plans to actually reverse all of that.
Step one for me is to make sure I continue to work with President Trump and his team over the coming weeks as the transition is complete. I want to make sure that I understand 100% President Trump's agenda. After all, when it comes to his administration, the American people voted for him and voted for his agenda. And right now they're doing a great job putting a transition team in place. For my own part, there's a couple of top priorities that jump to mind. Number one, as you noted, is censorship. Americans have lived under an unprecedented surge in censorship over the last couple of years, and we have to work together to smash the censorship cartel. Number two is media. You know, it's not just my opinion. You look at Jeff Bezos, he recently did an op-ed where he said trust in media is at an all-time low, and there's a lot the FCC can do there to make sure that broadcasters are, in fact, serving the public interest. Number three is going to be unleashing economic opportunity. When President Trump came in 2017, he turned things around very quickly with his chairman, Ajit Pai. That's going to require permitting reform, spectrum, and the space economy. You know, look, right now it takes longer to move an application from one bureaucrat's desk to another than it does to actually build a rocket ship. So we're going to add some rocket fuel to that process and get it going. And number four, lastly, is national security. I mean, look, right now, top of mind for everybody is this Salt Typhoon hack. We're looking very closely at it. Those are going to be a very important set of issues there.
Yeah, I want to go through some of these issues one by one, but let me take on the last one first, and that is national security, because the FCC is proposing to put a fine in place, fining Chinese-based video doorbell manufacturer, is it Eken, E-K-E-N, nearly $735,000 after security concerns because there were reports that the company's video doorbells exposed users' home IP addresses and their Wi-Fi network names and allowed access to photos and videos from household cameras by outside parties, including the Chinese Communist Party. The company did not respond to a letter of inquiry from the FCC. Can you tell us more about this, Commissioner Carr?
You know, the CCP doesn't come at the U.S. and our freedoms through any one particular vector. They come through all sorts of devices. They come through all sorts of services. That's why it's important that we be vigilant. And I'm going to stand up a special operation at the FCC to make sure that we're looking at this soup to nuts. Any single entity that's related to our telecom network that has a tie back to the CCP, we're going to look very, very closely at that and make sure we're doing our part to promote national security.
Well, that's a really important point, and I know that you're going to be working together with other leaders in this incoming administration. Brendan, one other question in terms of ensuring that everyone gets treated fairly. In the past, you've said, look, if your name is Musk or if your name is somebody who the administration doesn't like, you're going to get different treatment. And that's been the case for the last couple of years, hasn't it?
Yeah, look, that type of lawfare is going to end for too long in this government. Particularly over the last couple of years, your last name dictated how the government treated you. If your last name was Soros, well, the commission bent over backwards and gave you a special, unprecedented commission-level shortcut to buy 200 radio stations. If your last name was Musk, well, then you lost $800 million contracts that you lawfully got. Everybody now is going to get a fair shake going forward.
Will Soros still be able to acquire those 200 radio stations?
There's a petition for reconsideration pending at the FCC right now, and I want to take a very hard look at that.
Okay. We're going to be watching your work closely. Commissioner, thank you so much.